What's going on, Jab Jab Talk Nation? It's your boy Ozeal back behind the MIC. This is the place to be, my friends. Jab Jab Talk YouTube channel. I'm excited. I've been creating a lot of content lately, a lot to talk about. Post Canelo Charlo, next fight against Benavidez, Andrade in November. I think there's another fight, Brian Garcia fighting in December, I believe, against Duarte. I think that was announced recently. A lot happening in boxing. And before we get started, I just want to say this. Ever since I started pumping out the content again on this YouTube channel, I'm like re-inspired, y'all. Past couple months, I think I mentioned I was kind of take a little bit of a hiatus dealing with some family stuff and work. But now we're back in the mix. And we're here. And, we getting some new subscribers, by the way, if you have subscribed to the YouTube channel, thank you for subscribing to the Jab Jab Talk, for commenting. Listen, I want to say this too. We may not agree all the time, okay? And I am aware that when it comes to starting a YouTube channel for boxing fans are very passionate. It's like they're, team A, team B, and then there's all the stuff in the middle, right? And then there's some stuff that I, don't really care for when people start talking about race and people's family. It gets a little personal, and it's just all that stuff is irrelevant. But it comes with the territory, unfortunately, because boxing fans are raving fans, and some of them get a little too crazy when it comes to, who they pick and who they're following and supporting. Anyhow, that comes with the territory, unfortunately. But on the bright side, I think there's a lot of room here to have healthy, positive conversations about boxing, to be able to share opinions. This is a very opinionated industry. A lot of YouTubers that are starting YouTube channels are very passionate about their boxing. They're going to share their predictions. They're going to share their thoughts, their assumptions about the industry, all this stuff. And of course, it's always going to cause some back and forth, some backlash or whatnot. But that's the game we're playing. It's all good. It's all like love at the end of the day. We may disagree. We may agree. But if we disagree, keep it respectful. Like I said, you can always comment. And, at the end of the day, we're all passionate about boxing, and nobody's ever right? Nobody's ever right when it comes to boxing. Unless, the predictions, and I've been pretty right. I've been pretty spot on my predictions. I've been doing really well. So anyhow, here we are. Another video. And again, I just say shout out to all the new subscribers. Thank you for all the love. I appreciate that. Today's video, I'm going to get into this. I'm going to be doing something different. I'm going to do a reaction video. Okay? I'm going to do a reaction video. This was a video, and by the way, this video, it's on the fighthype.com website and on their YouTube channel. So I got it from them. So shout out to Fight Hype, one of my favorite boxing YouTube channels. I'm going to pull a video up of Oscar De La Hoya, Mr. Golden Boy himself, talking about the Charlo Canelo fight recently. And he shares some thoughts, and here is my reaction to it. So let's go ahead and do this. Here we go.
Must fight each other. We have to come together.
Wait a minute. Let's do that again. Here we go. From the beginning.
Hey, what's up, guys? Canelo Charlo, super boring fight. I mean, he just showed up for a paycheck. Canelo, obviously, like I said, on quicksand, throwing bombs. He won easy.
Okay. His opinion. Charlo and Canelo wasn't the most exciting fight. Okay, Oscar, I agree. I agree it wasn't the most exciting fight. All of us were expecting a more competitive fight. I agree with you. But the quicksand comment, like Canelo doing what he does, quicksand, feet or what. Did you really have to go there? Did you? I mean, he's mentioned that before, but do you really got to do that to the man? Like, do you have, is that necessary? But okay. All right, here we go.
But anyway, look, if we want boxing to survive, if we want boxing to thrive, we need super fights, like all the time.
All right. Let me pause there because when I saw this video, let me pause there. He said, if we want boxing to thrive, we need super fights. All right. All right. Oscar said, if we need boxing to thrive, we need super fights. My guy, Oscar. Here's the thing. I'm a big Oscar fan, y'all. Like I grew up watching a ton of boxing, and I remember when Oscar De La Hoya won the Olympics. I followed his journey. I saw all of his fights. I remember on ABC Boxing. I remember watching him, and he was such a talented fighter and one of my favorite fighters. Jab and just he had that bounce, and I mean, super talented, right? Fought everybody. So this kind of hurts me to see this 2.0 Oscar De La Hoya, maybe 3.0, depending, you know what I mean, 2.0. I've seen, because he's gotten a little crazier as time goes on. Seeing De La Hoya just talk a bunch of caca, a bunch of trash, and just dissing and just complaining and throwing people under the bus and talking about Canelo, who he was always raving about. De La Hoya, you were always, this was your golden boy right here before you decided to bring Ryan Garcia on and call him the golden boy. Canelo for many years was the golden boy and raving about it and this, and he's unbeatable and he's amazing and going on and on and on and on and on. And now, same old Canelo, boring, quicksand, and this is the way you beat him. And he was all, even prior to the fight, he was like, this is the way Charlo needs to beat him. And he was giving him the blueprint. You do this, and he doesn't like. I mean, he was just like, I mean, it was clear as day that De La Hoya wanted Canelo to lose, and he just didn't want Canelo to have no parts of success. Now, and real quick, he talked about the super fights. My guy, super fights. Garcia Duarte, Ryan Garcia and Duarte, who we have never heard of before. Super fights. We need to, bro. I mean, at least the zone. I mean, it's been a great year for boxing, right, friends? Jab Talk. Talk to me in the comment section. It has been an amazing 2023 year of boxing. We've had some really great fights. Davis, Crawford, Canelo, Benavidez, Andrade, and some other great fights that happened. Super fights? Like, there's no, like, okay, all right, let me get back to this.
Fighters must fight each other. We have to come together. Promoters, Eddie Hearn, Al Heyman, Bob Arum, whoever's out there, let's come together.
All right, first off, you cannot talk about coming together, calling all the promoters out, coming together, but on interviews, you talk trash about them. Dude, you got to have some sort of integrity, some respect for yourself. You got to be a professional, which you're not. He is not a professional. He is not. And that's the thing that hurts me. Again, I go back. I love Oscar De La Hoya, like as a boxer. And I remember in his golden era of, Golden Boy Promotions, they were putting on great fights and they brought up some great fighters. And he definitely, he had some people in his camp that were very business oriented and really built up that brand. It wasn't really Oscar. And then Richard Schaefer. And then we have, Bernard Hopkins, who I feel bad for Hopkins because, side note, Hopkins is always one of those champions where he never talks trash about Canelo. He says, hey, I'm going to give respect where respect and credit is due. Canelo's doing his thing. He never throws him under the bus. He may even disagree or may have an opinion about, Canelo, but is never disrespectful or throwing him under the bus. It's very professional. Canelo, on the other hand, not so much. All right, here we go.
I'm calling you out. Let's come together.
Really,
let's meet
really?
The power of the minds and come up with something because boxing can die. I'm calling.
Boxing can die. Really, dude? When everybody else is putting on great fights, boxing can die. After the year of 2023, boxing can die. Duarte Garcia, dude, I mean, come on. I mean,
You all out. Let's do this. And plus, don't miss Zurdo Ramirez and Smith live on the Zone this Saturday at the Cosmo.
all right. Once again, shout out to Fight Hype. All right, let me. The man. Plus, don't forget Smith versus Zurdo. Zurdo, and I mean, really, bro? Like, really? Talking about super fights, and you're going to promote Zurdo and Smith at the end of the video? Really, bro? Really? Super fights come together and all this other, when you're dissing everybody, dissing some of the fighters, the champions that you had on your staple. Really? Super fights? Garcia, Duarte. I mean, listen, I saw that video and I cringed. And then I watched it again and I cringed even more. And I'm like, you know what? I got to share this with my Jab Jab Talk people. I got to do a video on this because I've said this, before. I mean, Oscar, I follow him on Twitter and I see, dude, and just delusional. And I don't know if you guys saw the interview that Canelo did on a podcast, and I forgot the name of the podcast. Let me know. Great interview. Dana White actually commented on this not too long ago and how he gave Canelo props. And he said Canelo was one of the most classiest athletes he knows because it was clear as day on this podcast that Canelo is not an Oscar fan. And he's seen and watched and heard all the things that Oscar has said about him. And despite all that, he still keeps it classy. And he just basically says, I will never work with him again. Man has no integrity. He just calls it as it is, but he doesn't go on and just throw and trash talk him. He just calls it as it is. And that's it. He's just like, no integrity, no respect, no loyalty. And he just kept it classy, but kept it real. Okay. There's a difference. I mean, you can have an opinion, keep it real, but don't start, throwing people under the bus, especially if you're in this professional space. I mean, if you're a promoter, I would, and if you look at Eddie Hearn and some of them have gone back into, going back and forth and mudslinging and all that between the promoters. But if you look at Al Heyman and Eddie Hearns and some of the other promoters, I mean, for the most part, they're all working together. I mean, they're all collaborative and they all work together. And but when it comes to this Golden Boy Promotions, man, you know what? I mean, it's a great. I mean, they got some talent, but I mean, let's be real. I mean, their staple's not Rocha. I mean, good fighter. They couldn't get Crawford. Who was the guy? Cepeda, the last fight. They couldn't really. It was like a smaller arena. I mean, it's clear as day that they are really scraping for high level talent. He wished he can get a Canelo on his team, and because of that, I think he's bitter and spiteful, and I don't think he'll ever get Canelo to work any of his fights. He's gonna fight Zurdo. Yeah, so that's that, and then Garcia, poor Garcia. I think under contract he's gonna stick it out, but I mean, we all know about Garcia. I have my own opinion about Garcia. Anyhow, yeah. Anyways, just wanted to share that video. My first reaction video. Let me know how I did. It was my first time. I didn't know what I was doing. I was trying to figure out how to be able to put the screen on and do all that, but we made it work, and I think we mission accomplished, right? Mission accomplished. So that is my reaction video for today, my Jab Jab Talk people. Thank you so much. Listen, 70 subs already, and we're 30 away from 100 subscribers. Can we make it a goal to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the month? Can we do that? Can we? Let me know in the comment section. Like, hit the notification button, and comments. Apparently, the way YouTube works is that if they see engagement, even the haters, that's engagement too. You're helping out the YouTube channel. So let's get this channel to 100 subs. That was a milestone of mine a couple months ago when I launched it. I think we can do that now. And I'm going to continue pumping out the content, doing some more live streams. I really want to do some interviews. So if any of you, and if you, any boxers that are watching this, if you want to be on the show, reach out to me. Yeah, I think my email address is in the about. You can reach out to me, and let's get you on the podcast, on the show. I would love to do that. That would be my jam. That would be my honor to have you on the podcast. So that is it. Thank you again for watching this video. Let me know what you thought. Subscribe and all that. And I'll see you on the next video. More coming soon. More live streams for sure. All right, y'all. Thanks again for the support. Jab Talk. Peace.